It is really kind of looking at the industry and recognizing that even if you're not an insurance broker, there are ways to make money in this industry through service, being a service firm, as well as writing insurance policies. So call it the Nebraska somewhat hustler sort of guy that grew up trying to figure out how to make a buck when he was a kid, and then taking it now and saying, "Oh, let's do some other things. Let's look at those different verticals that you said. Let's look at what the insurance industry has a need for, and then let's try and develop something that will supply that need, in addition to writing insurance."
So that was your approach. So I like that. And I would assume, with you and your team, is there a creative approach where you guys are always thinking of new and innovative ways to create new revenue streams? Or when you first started out, was it, like you said, you were consulting, and what made you switch into some of the other verticals that you have?
Just consulting is great. Consulting, you really got to build a team, because other than that, people are just picking your brain for your knowledge.
Yeah.
And so it became obvious at that point that contractual work, if I could get contracts to do certain things, pieces of the if you will, of the process of insurance, because insurance by nature is virtually saying that I'm going to write you your insurance. I'm going to give you this piece of paper, and you're going to hope that you get the services that are necessary for you in the event that you have a loss. So if I focus on that loss side of it as well, I'm able to then see where are the pieces that can be in there. So whether it's the glass company that supplies the windows when you get a crack in your windshield, if it's the board up company that comes and boards your home up in the event of a fire or something, protecting whatever the assets happen to be. So when you look at risk management, to me, it is a field in which you're looking at the broader pieces, not just the how much insurance do I write and how much insurance do I place with you, but also how am I going to service you when it comes time that you might have a loss. And that's where I think we shine more than others, is that really look at, you have a loss, we wrote that policy, you have a loss, what can we do in helping you to service it?
So if you look at your verticals, are there surprises that when you look back over your 20 years of 96, what has been the biggest surprise for you thus far?
The biggest surprise is really the challenge, to be honest with you. The biggest surprise, when you think about it and you look out and you drive down the street, every part that you pass, everything that you pass has some element of insurance involved. If it's a light pole, someone manufactured the light pole and they had insurance, and they had different lines of insurance. And so you look at it initially, and when I would sort of ride around, I would look and say, well, all of this money that's flowing through here for insurance, when you ride through the streets of Chicago, how do I get my piece of that?
I hear you, man.
And it being a large city, you would think that becomes easy. But there are definite barriers to breaking down and making certain that you can get your part of it. And that takes time. That takes some time, and you're undercapitalized when you start and everything else. So it's a challenge.